The following program was paid for by Southern American Media.
Fox 30 welcomes you to Meridian's favorite TV personalities and 3-time CMA nominees for Broadcast Personality of the Year. Welcome to Mornings with Scotty Ray and Debbie.
And good morning. I'm your friend Scotty Ray. And Debbie is off this morning. Miss Madison filling in for Deb being off today. Thank y'all so much for joining us. How are you, Madison?
I'm tired.
Tired?
I'm extremely tired.
It happens on Mondays, does it not?
I think I'm inclined to blame Debbie for that.
Debbie has, as we all know, Friday, neither one of us were doing quite right, but it worsened on Debbie and she could not talk. But there is one excited person in Meridian, and that's Mike Alexander. He's dancing, going, woohoo!
I thought you would say me. I was excited to be on here. You need to talk about how you couldn't even walk this weekend.
Yeah, I was.
Couldn't even leave the bed.
I was down for the count for about 24 hours. I don't know what we had, but y'all be careful. There's coals and things floating around.
There's cooties.
I've been tested for everything. Didn't have anything. I guess it was just an old natural cold that finally got my immune system to where I had to sit down.
That natural cold about took you out completely.
It's called the man cold, and it's awful.
You know what? How about you get rid of that?
And I'm here to tell you.
It's pretty sad.
Yeah. I've gone through major surgeries and not been that sick. A cold just affects you in different ways than ever can be explained.
Everyone that I know have been like getting sick for like 2 or 3 weeks straight.
Yeah, it doesn't. This does not seem to shake off.
Maybe it's just a newly developed super cold that just knocks you out.
Yeah, so everybody, I'm telling you, be careful. Madison, tell me this. I don't know a lot about the newer generation, and maybe he's an actor. Do you know a guy named Harry Styles? You ever heard of that?
He's a singer, not an actor.
Oh, is he? A singer?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Okay.
But I see his name often in the news, and I wonder, who are you?
He's a singer from One Direction. Remember, I used to listen to them in middle school.
Okay, I didn't know that. But I think I'm just going to tell you my opinion. Let me show you a picture from CNN of this guy. Here's one picture. Let me pull this up here on the screen. Okay, that's him in the middle there.
I think I know the guy behind him.
I don't. I mean, that just his clothing style.
He's known for his clothing style because it's more on the feminine side. Let's just
say that this guy. Let me show you another picture from Daily Mail. Let's go ahead and pull this up, folks. Right there. Now, this is what happens when you don't have your daddy as a role model. You'll start wearing jumpsuits.
He's known for that. That's not even like half of what he wears. Actually, that's pretty mild.
I've seen him in the headlines, like I said before, and I know nothing about the guy. But you say he's a singer. Mm-hmm. Is he any good?
Yeah, he's pretty good.
But
yeah, his fashion choices are questionable, but like he's a good singer. So like just watch him with your eyes closed. That's what you gotta do. Just close your eyes and just listen, like you do with all music.
Harry Styles. It almost seems like a Harry Potter type thing. Every time I kept reading that.
Is it because his name is Harry and he's British?
Well, who is the Arm & Hammer guy? Do you know who I'm talking about? That some other guy named Arm & Hammer?
No.
Okay.
Who are you talking about?
He's in the news also. I can't keep up with either one.
Before.
But anyway, Harry Styles, as they went to the Grammys, that was a big deal for a lot of folks there. Good morning from Enterprise. Yvonne, how are you doing? So glad to see you there. Good to see Kobe. How are you doing today? She's asking about you. Charlotte Gray, yes, I am doing so much better. I appreciate all of that.
Yeah, he's not hacking up a lung this time.
That the cough is one of the worst things, and I finally got a hold of some medicine that really worked. So always keep all your old medicine to yourself because you never know when you'll need it in the middle of the night.
Oh, yeah. Hoard all your medicine. Never take it all. Just keep it for next time.
You just can't help yourself. Well, what went on over the weekend? Let's start. First things first. Have you seen this? Let's pull this up and go to our Facebook page. Let me hit a button first. Right. Whoop. I have to go back and find that.
Well, you just close that.
Yeah, it did. We'll find it real quick like. Hang on here. Accidents do happen.
Now, don't worry. Your tech person is right in front of you.
We have had a car stolen this weekend. Let's pull this up and let you take a look at this as we... Right here. This is a 2020 Nissan. Was taken this weekend from Magnolia Park Here's the tag number, LAG 7200. Again, let's go back and look at the car. And that's what she looks like. She was stolen this weekend, and it was a very active weekend for theft. They took the cell phone. This is what's real funny about this. They took the cell phone with them from the car it was sitting in, and they threw it out. And the police did recover the cell phone. It's somewhere they've been sending messages to the owner of the car going, for $200, we'll give you your car back. And what he said was it works off a key fob, and now they don't have it, so it's parked somewhere and they can't crank it. So somewhere in Meridian, the car is there. But they sure would like to have their automobile back.
What is a key fob?
That you don't have to put the key in the car to crank it.
Are you talking about the press start?
Yeah.
Oh.
And if you have to be within so many feet of the car for it to crank, and they drove off with the car.
The car key?
Well, the owner still has it. They cranked it. He was within
the vicinity.
Yeah, they jumped in and stole it and ran.
Oh, see, smart cars, not so smart.
Yeah, so something to keep in mind there. I never realized that could happen, but I guess it can. But as I mentioned it, the first time I've ever heard of a car being held for ransom.
Yeah, I know. You don't really hear that much, do you?
Especially not here. You want your car back, $200. Seems like that would be an extra charge.
I thought it would have been like 1,000 or like.
We'll see what the Meridian Police Department says about that. But one of the things there, and this weekend, I think we are up to 4, if I am not mistaken, on ATV thefts. Let's go to this.
From the year? Or
no,
this weekend?
This weekend.
Oh.
I've got 2 pictures of different ones, but I believe there was at least 4 stolen over the weekend across Lauderdale County. As we pull up this first picture, here's a 4-wheeler that was stolen right off Highway 496 in Alamuchu Wynot Road, right in that area there.
You may have to start locking up everything that you have.
We're way past that, I think.
Like, just give it like those chains that you put on your bike and stuff. What do they call them?
No,
that's like impossible to like rip in half without the key. You know, those bike locks.
Yeah.
Everyone needs one of those.
Here's the second one we got, Madison. This was taken from the Tumsuba area. And let's pull this up where you can see this one also. Now, a lot of times, these will be hot quickly. Mm-hmm. This is what this one looks like here, if you happen to see it floating around anywhere. If you will remember, Madison, not long ago, one was stolen from our home.
Yeah.
And it ended up going to Tumsuba. The people that stole it sold it to someone in Tumsuba, and we made a post about it. And they said, hey, I think I just traded for that. And the law went and got it all worked out. But it's amazing how fast something is taken and sold. So if someone approaches you with that, either of these today, looks suspicious, tell somebody about it. Let the sheriff's department know.
I think everyone should start having like spooky decorations in the yard. So if anyone tries to creep around, they'll get like scared severely and like run away.
I don't think that works there, Madison.
No, it works. You just severity of it.
Yeah, it's called a German Shepherd.
That usually ours works. Wouldn't work. So I don't know about that. Ours would just kind of stare with their big blue eyes.
Yeah, she's not the attack kind. This is one of those that we need to talk about. Oh, my goodness. We had a naked woman this weekend. Everybody see this? They were just sitting right there at the stop sign. Here she come. Boogie there, right past them. It was at the 2200 block of 19th Street.
Was it early in the morning or late at night?
Right at dark 30, she come running through. No word yet as to why. Seriously, somebody was sitting at a stop sign, and here she come. Walked right in front of the car and right down the side of it in the middle of the road. And they'd go, ooh, I think I should call 911 now.
I've been blessed that I've never seen a naked person walking around Meridian. I think I would not be happy.
One of few, because it happens a lot more. Now,
really?
I really don't think this was the same woman that's been doing this in the past. This is a new woman.
Oh, it's a new character in the story. Oh, my God.
It is. Mm-hmm. But there can only be one. And he hasn't made his appearance lately. It's getting warmer, so we're expecting...
it's a little cold. He needs to wait a little bit before it gets a little warmer.
Oh, boy. And again, this wasn't North Hills for once there. That's not his turf. But she's been keeping busy, as you can see there.
They're rotating.
Yeah, that must be what it is. 9 minutes after the hour. Everybody got a smile yet? It is a cool 36 right now. A little foggy no matter where you are as we wait for... And it's just shockingly, we're going to get up to 69 today. So, heat wave coming.
When are we going to get snow?
I don't think that's happening this year. So, everybody that's wishing for a snow day, I'm not so sure it's coming. Always a chance, but
it's usually February or March that happens snow. So like I'm still hoping and praying for snow.
like a little bit. A little bit.
I mean, this much?
Yeah.
You mean this? I'd rather have that much.
More coming up. Y'all put a smile on. We'll be right back and tell you some more things that have gone on over the weekend. If it's time for another car or truck for your family, see our friends at Interstate Auto. They're located on North Frontage Road in Meridian, just down from IHOP. They offer bank rate financing. All applications are accepted with over 14 years in business, and they offer you a fair price. Open Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. until 5 p.m. and Saturday 9 until 2. Appointments available after hours as well. Remember, all roads lead to Interstate Auto, 802 North Frontage Road, Meridian, 601-483-6977. The Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville has these great savings this week. Fresh blueberries, $2.99 a pint. Florida strawberries, $3.99 a pound. Red potatoes, a 5-pound bag, $3.99. Coca-Cola products, 12-pack, 12-ounce cans, $5.99. Sanderson Farm drumsticks or thighs, 69 cents a pound. And certified Angus beef T-bone steaks, $9.99 a pound.
And we're down home, down the street, Piggly Wiggly.
Rock House Gun and Pawn is open Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. until 6 p.m. Lots of different calibers and brands to choose from when it comes to hunting rifles. Whether you're looking for a new pump shotgun or an AR, the Rock House will have the gun that you need, with a huge selection of ammunition for just about any caliber that you may be looking for. Pistols, scopes, and a whole lot more. Plus a private lobby for your confidentiality when it comes to your pawns. Rock House Gun and Pawn, located at 5430 Highway 19 North Meridian. Jackson Flowers has been a part of the Meridian area for a little over 60 years now. Now they've moved to a new location on Highway 19 North, just 2 miles north of Walmart. Maybe you're looking for that perfect Valentine gift. A dozen red roses. Maybe it's just a happy you need, live or artificial. No matter what the need is in your family, whether it's a birth to your time of need, Jackson Flowers is there for you. Drop in and visit with them again. Highway 19 North, just 2 miles north of Walmart. Jackson Flowers, for all your needs.
And welcome back with Scotty Ray and Debbie. Debbie is out sick this morning due to that nasty cold that's been floating and has no voice. And it was kind of like, like the ghost of Christmas past when she attempted to call me this morning. You could almost hear something faintly in the background, and it took me a minute, and it was, she could barely. It's almost like laryngitis that she's got.
Are you sure it wasn't her ghost calling you from the grave?
I'm sure she's felt like it a couple times with this cold this season. Madison, as we were sitting there looking at Jackson Flowers, you brought up the comment about what was I going to get for your mother.
Mm-hmm. Everyone needs to start getting stuff. That's coming up next week.
Yeah, and I have often, and I admit my faults when I make mistakes, and I've done this 2 to 3 times in the 32 years that I've been married to your mama. And it's after it happens, there's nothing you can do. You go pick out that perfect card and you sign it and you put, I love you, happy Valentine's Day. And then what happens, Madison?
Oh, you're supposed to read the card before you pick it up. That'd be a great thing to do, is read it.
Yeah.
He doesn't read the cards because then it said, I love you, my husband. So mama's become the husband.
I've done it twice. Truthfully, and I thought I read it.
I think at this point it's not an accident anymore. If it's 2 times.
Well, I mean, 2 times over 32 years, I mean, that's not bad.
You have a whole year to prepare for that.
Yeah.
And you pick, to my dear husband, I love you. You could read the thing before you buy it.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. It turned out pretty wrong there. But that did happen to me. So I'm just cautioning people when you pick out a card to read it all the way to the end because it looked like it was on the right track, so I picked it up.
You know,
Oops.
They have bouquets of instead of flowers anymore, there's like a bouquet of like fried chicken. And I would take that.
Fried chicken.
Fried chicken bouquet? That's like
You never
amazing.
heard of such thing.
There's a lot of things you haven't heard of.
Good morning, Odie Barrett. All right, Brian Pierce joining us there. Like that. Good to see Shine. She's joining us. Melanie Howard, good to see you. Also, Tony Keller. Good morning. Hope you're having a great day. Richard Parker joins us. What a beautiful day, Jerry Mason says. And it is. It is gorgeous outside, if you hadn't looked. Now, we had an incident over the weekend. I'm not sure if everybody knows this, but you've been in a line in a convenience store. We all have. Someone's digging in their pocket trying to get change, and then you hear something go bang. What was that? Somebody got shot. And that's what happened this weekend. As we pull up this next story here, one person was shot early Saturday morning around 5 a.m. as they were inside a convenience store trying to get change out of their pocket. They had a pistol in there, and somehow or another the gun went off, shooting themselves in the leg. Wasn't life-threatening, incredibly embarrassing, and they had to be taken to the hospital to be treated. But
how does that even happen?
Guns now, for the most part, don't have safeties on them.
They might want to start putting that back
They have
on.
a harder trigger, but you would have had to have
pulled really hard.
Pretty hard to make
that,
it go off.
Money, you grab like this, not like this. That's the weird part about it. Is how did that happen?
It's almost like a Barney Fife thing. Have one bullet. I know in a lot of the comments people were saying, well, why you have a loaded gun? Because a loaded gun does not do you any good. An unloaded gun doesn't do you any good. But you have to be very, very careful where you place it.
I've told people stories of what has happened in Meridian, and they think we're living in a comedy show. With all the things that I've told them, they're like, stuff like that only happens in the movies. No. It happens here a lot.
Mary says hers does have a safety on it.
Oh,
the
good.
older guns did. I haven't bought, from Glocks to, I think I gave your mama a Ruger.
The little pink one.
Yeah, it is. And it's loud. A 40 cal, I think is what that thing was. But very, very, 380. A very handy gun.
Sounds a lot.
But loud. We did have some gunfire over the weekend. We'll go over to 37th Avenue. This will be up near Highland Park is where all this went through. Now, no one was hurt. There was no damage that I'm aware of. But yet the same, still some gunfire that happened right there. Here's Highland Park as we pull that up to make that a little bit bigger on your screen there for you there. Here sits right there Highland Park, and it'll just be east of there. So, again, no one was hurt, but still the same. Gunfire did happen.
Gross. No one likes that.
No, and it seems to be a consistent thing going on and on and on. Maybe you had a chance to, and I shared it, of where the mayor of Meridian kind of gave an update of what he sees as the progress that he's made in the last 18 months since he's taken over. Read it. We'd love to read your comment after it if you agree or disagree, whichever the way it is. We'd like your opinion of how it's been going for the last 18 months. The Mississippi Band of Choctaw Indians have put out I guess you would say a help us find somebody.
Oh, that would be like a warning message too.
Well, it is. You cannot tear up monuments, and this is about what this is. As we pull up this story here from the Mississippi Band of Choctaw Indians, if you've ever been through Nanih Waiya, this is the Indian mounds there. And, of course, it looks as though somebody's been there doing donuts on it. It's very sacred ground, and it can't
That's
happen.
messed up.
It is, and they're asking if you've seen anything, heard anything, to contact the Choctaw Police.
Why?
You have to have respect.
Why would someone go there and do that? Like, they probably knew what was there the whole
Absolutely.
time.
They just, people, well, I'll back off of what it's not nice what they did. But if you happen to be coming along and saw something strange, report it. Sometimes something very small will help someone solve this. This happened in I think it was the Port Gibson area. It was in Mississippi, and I want to say Port Gibson, a historical church. They left open at all times where people could come in, take a look. Somebody went in last week and overturned everything in the church. I'm not sure they destroyed a lot, maybe one window, but they just turned every pew over. It's just horrible why you would want to do that.
People are mean.
Just doesn't make sense as to why you do things of that nature. Downtown, we'll call this as we go over to North Hills last night. What a scene it was, and maybe you came through about that time, next to Firestone, right there next to the Dollar Tree. An officer was involved in a collision there last night. We don't have great pictures, but this is where it was, as we see that the scene right here at this intersection.
Is he okay?
I have not gotten an update on that. I know there was a lot of police in the area, several ambulances. We hadn't gotten an update from MPD, but I think an officer and one other person was taken to the hospital for care.
I hope they're okay. Oh my gosh, that sounds awful.
Yeah, that's from what I understand. It looked pretty rough, and I didn't make it up there in time before everything got cleaned up to get good pictures of what was going on. But keep them in your thoughts. That's pretty rough to go through something like that. We don't know whose fault the accident was. It really doesn't matter. The main
Accidents happen. You can't control it, you know.
They do.
It just be like that.
You can be going along and a deer jumps out in front of you and you try to swerve and it can end up bad.
Deer are the most thing I'm afraid of at night. I was driving home the other night and I saw in someone's yard they had 6 deer in their yard, and someone passed me going really fast, and I was like, you don't really want to be doing that when there's a whole yard of deer next to me that could at any time run, because you can't predict what they're gonna do. They like to run off like.
And if you're new to the area and not around a lot of wildlife like that, always remember, if one crosses, there's most likely 2 to 3 more behind it, those babies following mama. That's usually how that works. But if you're new to the area, that's the way that works. Richard Nelson, how are you?
I saw a video of someone stopping in the middle of the road for a deer and had a baby deer. And they were stopped completely, and the baby deer just ran up and headbutted itself into the light, and the mama ran off and left the baby. He was probably embarrassed by it.
Sandra, good morning, watching us from Gulfport this morning. So glad to see you there. Janet Riddle, she's joining us from Colorado now. A lot of folks from all over the areas. We do appreciate y'all tuning in this morning as we begin this Monday. Let's see. Maybe you had a chance. I got several messages about this. Tone Loke, who's at the Silver Star over the weekend, and you'll know him from probably that song, The Funky Cole Medina. If y'all remember back in the, I guess it was late 80s, maybe 90s, that song was popular.
It was before my time. I don't know what that is.
He had another song called Wild Thing, and it was not the same as You Make My Heart Sing. It was a different song, but he did that. He collapsed on stage.
Ooh.
There was... After you get into the history of Tone Loke, this has happened to him a lot. Some form of a seizure. I do not have an update, but they brought out, from what I understand, the people were telling me that was at the concert, they brought out sheets and put around him and worked on him.
They worked on him like...
He was passed out.
Oh. He
fell out on stage, and it was some form of a seizure. I don't know what they did in the end, or if they're going to make up the show, but pretty serious there for a moment or two at the Silver Star.
Does it only happen when he's on stage?
I have no idea.
Because, if he's doing that, maybe he needs to, not do that anymore.
I don't think there's any rhyme or reason how that happens.
It just happens?
It does. So we hope recovery well for them. Maybe y'all saw that last night. We're at the big show. Let's see here. We're getting ready for this. We're going to have some special guests this week. Tomorrow, Ward Calhoun will come in. He will be a part of this on Saturday. And also Dr. Alan Brown will be in on Thursday also to talk about this. And this is the Downtown Meridian Historical Walk. Come celebrate Meridian's birthday. So this should be very, very much fun as this comes to it. And Ward's going to play his great-great-grandfather, I believe. I think it's 2 greats. Dr. Alan Brown will be telling the history of the ghost of downtown Meridian, and they have someone that represents each part of the Meridian area. It is a neat thing. I went last year, so if you can come out and attend this, we'll find out more tomorrow morning as we get the gang in to talk about this event. So it's a pretty big deal for Meridian.
Yeah, those ghosts don't mess around in downtown Meridian. They're kind of scary, if you ask me.
Let's see here.
Everyone's saying that he overdosed or it was the lights triggered it, which that can happen.
Well, he's had a history of this, of his happening before, and they've always said it was seizures of
lights can cause that. Before you play a video game, it'll have a warning screen like flashing lights can cause seizures. So don't play this if you have a history of that. So it's pretty common.
I didn't realize that. Learn something new every day, don't you?
Maybe you should play video games. You learn a lot. You learn so much, Daddy.
Look, when y'all were young, I tried to do the duck game?
Duck hunt.
And I was...
Duck hunt. All you got to do is point at the screen and shoot. That's all you got to do.
I didn't do too well at it, if you remember.
Yeah, you did not.
I was quite virtually horrible at it.
You just have no coordination.
I don't.
Practice on that.
I can't do any of that. If you were downtown Marion over the weekend and you were trying to come on toward Meridian, and you go, wait a minute, what's that in the road? It's an 18-wheeler that I can't get around. You were right. You get the lucky gold star of the day. This was the scene there in Marion. They were trying to pull into the gas station there for a delivery, and they got hung in the roadway, pulled too far off, and got stuck. So it blocked traffic for quite a bit there till they could get, I believe Simmons came and pulled that out, and so they could get back on their way again. That's a tough one there. Mm-hmm. Without a doubt there.
I'd be scared of driving a truck like that. Like those wide turns, and then all of a sudden you get stuck. You're like, oh.
Oh, you get trained up, and you would, it'd be second nature to you. I know a lot of drivers that enjoy it. And that is a job for a lot of people that love it, love that highway, love those white lines going by.
It seems like everyone else had trouble with duck hunt. I'm glad you're not the only one.
See,
I had trouble.
I am not coordinated enough.
Well, you know what? It's called practice.
Yeah.
You get better if you just keep playing it.
Jeff said he liked the dog game on that same game.
The N64.
Is that what it was? I tried. I'll give it to you at that. The Raymond Detention Center in Jackson, Mississippi, over to our west. They have found an inmate that is dead. He was found hanging in his cell. And of course, an investigation is underway as we look at a few things that are going on across the state of Mississippi. You do hear that from time to time. You know, we recently, and we hadn't got the full report back from Kemper County yet on the inmate that was transported from Meridian up there not long ago, that he was found deceased. We're waiting for that autopsy on that. Hopefully that'll be released. But Raymond Detention Center is where this one happened. Let's see here. A body has been recovered from Natchez, Mississippi, out of a creek. And what they're saying is they don't expect foul play. They had an elderly person that was missing, and they do believe that's who this is. They haven't officially done DNA testing. Confirmed, but they believe that's who it is. Sad, but at least the family will get closure now and not have to worry. I guess it's better to know than not worry, not know. Let's see, Vicksburg, they've been busy over there as we've talked about all this crime. The 13-year-old got killed last week. This week, they had a young lady that thought she could outrun them. She did for a little while until she wrecked, and well, DUI, she went right on to jail. Now, we all see this to where people want to come to the land of plenty. And what I mean is the United States, it's usually a better life. People are just dying to get here. So this old boy thought up a way to stay. His visa was running out. He worked at a liquor store. So he thought that if he faked a robbery and done all that, he'd get to stay in the United States. Wrong.
He would just stay in jail, wouldn't he?
Yeah, he rigged the whole thing, and now he's got charges against him and still will be deported.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, it didn't work out well. But he set up a great fake robbery at a liquor store. He's still not going to get to stay.
At least he tried. He did his best.
That was a stunt for sure. Let's see here. Mississippi Highway Patrol arrested someone over the weekend for a shooting that happened in Macon not long ago. They had a roadblock up, just checking license, and here come the guy they've been looking for. Oh. They got him.
How convenient for them.
Yeah, he'll
for
get
that to work out.
He'll get to think about that one. And how this happens, I don't know. You have a boyfriend, you have a girlfriend, you argue, and you accidentally shoot your girlfriend.
How do you accidentally shoot someone?
That's a good question there.
You have to move your hand to grab the gun and move your finger to pull it. You don't accidentally move your hand like this.
Well, they're still investigating this, but never ever good to have an argument with a firearm in the room. It's just not good at all.
How about don't resort to violence if you're angry.
Now, I have, as we mentioned there over the weekend, our biggest thing that we've had is burglaries. Of taking things, of the ATVs over the weekend. If you haven't checked your stuff, make sure to do that. A few alarms, nothing big that I know of, but sometimes a weekend, it takes a couple of hours into the day before everything straightens out and we know everything. So we'll be watching this carefully as daylight comes up to see if any other crimes have happened that we're not aware of just yet. Yeah. Scott said, did the gun do it?
Yes.
No, of course it didn't.
It walked up and did it itself. It was like a dog trained. That's what it did.
Boy. But there are people that would probably believe something like that, but it wasn't. All right, we got more coming up in just a moment with Scotty Ray and Debbie as she's got the day off trying to recover. We hope she does feel better.
Scotty Ray and Madison at this point.
Okay, is that what I need to do?
Yes.
Scotty Ray and Miss Madison. We'll be right back.
Your next Maytag or Whirlpool appliance is waiting on you at All Temp Appliance and Refrigeration on Highway 19 North. If you've been trying to locate a freezer, stop by and see their big selection of upright and chest freezers, a showroom full of stoves, gas, and electric. Maybe it's a new refrigerator from large double doors to the simplest of refrigerators. Name brand washers and dryers like Speed Queen and Amana. And delivery is available with a great service department to back up what they sell. Open Monday through Friday, 8 to 4, and by appointment after hours and weekends.
Freeman Tractor on Highway 494 invites you by to take a look at a brand new product they've got. Odes, ATVs, and UTVs. These side-by-sides range from 800 to 1,000 cc's and they come with heat or air. Whether you're doing work around the farm or hunting, they've got the unit just for you to keep warm or cool depending upon that Mississippi and Alabama day. Swing by for a test drive today at Freeman Tractor. See coleslaw, buttermilk, and don't forget you can meet their newest employee, Eggplant. That's Freeman Tractor, Highway 494.
Have you been hurt on the job? Call Will Parker. Get the help you deserve. Call Will Parker. Know your rights when it comes to the workplace injuries. Call Will Parker. Call or go online at parkerfirm.net. Call your Meridian lawyer, Will Parker.
At the Back Porch, we're bringing families back together for fun, food, and all the things you love to enjoy around your home. Every event starts with a great grill, great cookware, and accessories. Add in some locally sourced meat and dairy, along with frozen vegetables and casseroles, and over 500 brands of spices and sauces. Relax in our chairs, swings, day beds, and have fun with our cornhole boards. From coolers to trailers, we have everything you need. When you see the big chair, you've made it to the Back Porch.
Good morning and welcome back. I'm your friend Scotty Ray, and this is my daughter Madison. If you've never met Madison before, she's filling in for Deb this morning. And we say thank you for letting us into your homes, whether it's through by phone or your laptop or if you're watching us on television. Either way, we appreciate it. Cool this morning, 36 as we wait for that high of about 69. You'll be wearing a short sleeve by the afternoon.
Cool weather is the best weather.
Yeah. As we've said over the last 2 to 3 weeks, we've had a little bit of illness. You ever been one of those where you think it's real?
What do you mean?
I woke up where I wasn't feeling well, and I got it in my head that, well, if I take off my T-shirt.
Oh, no, not that.
Yeah, if I take off my T-shirt, my cold will go away. And I think I was dreaming all this. And so in this dream, I take my shirt off, in which I didn't have a shirt on to begin with. I was in the bed asleep. And I wake up and our little dog Ellie was sitting on my chest going.
That's gross. That's disgusting.
And I guess all of that got, bless her heart, she was just camped out up there eyeballing me like this.
I'm sorry. I love dogs, but when they start licking you, it's just gross. It's just disgusting. Her just licking your chest is disgusting.
Bless her heart. She thought she was doing something good.
What does licking got to do with anything?
I don't know, but she sure loves to do it.
No.
Those puppy dogs are something else. If you don't have, especially if you are home alone and want company, get you a pup. It is the most enjoyable thing that you will ever do. There's so many at these shelters that need help. Maybe you want a special breed, but there's places to get you one. It is truly man's best friend. Even a kitty cat would make you some great company. So if you want a friend in your home, get you one. Trust me, you would not be disappointed.
I've been thinking about getting a chinchilla.
What is that?
A chinchilla is basically a rodent, but it's like this giant fluff ball that's like similar to a cat and no allergies, and you don't have to bathe them. They bathe themselves and they poop in their little spot. You don't got to clean up after them.
Okie dokie.
Have you not been to the vet's office and you've seen the little ones in the cage that run around all the time?
Nope.
Do I need to look at a picture for you?
That's okay.
I think you do, because they are so cute.
Let's turn back the pages of history and take a look at what happened on this date, y'all. It was 1891. I know by now you've heard this name. Anyone ever heard of the Dalton Gang? It all began today as they robbed their very first train back in 1891. Now, of course, there would be a string of others to follow and fight the railroads, but that was the first of its kind there with the Dalton Gang. This was like, when you think of baseball, usually there's one name that comes to mind. And he was born on this date. Anybody remember the Babe? 1895. Babe Ruth was born.
You see, I know his name and know him, but I always think of those little candy bars, the Babe Ruth bars.
And I'm assuming that was named after him. That's an assumption.
Well, I mean, I would think so. Why would it have the same name as him? But also, did they get discontinued?
I don't know.
Because I have not seen one since I was like in elementary school.
You got me. 1911, one of the best presidents we ever had was born. He may have even been an actor. Anybody remember this guy? Ronald Reagan was born on this date. Played in a bunch of westerns there. I think he was even governor of California at one point. Ronald Reagan.
Well, dang, he's done everything.
Yeah, that was back before the South kind of switched. Everybody in the South, when he ran for office, was Democrat. I can remember that as a kid being talked about. Now everything's flipped. But Ronald Reagan, 1917, it would be later on the slap heard around the world as Zsa Zsa Gabor was born. She was a beautiful lady.
She has a cool name.
Zsa Zsa. Mm-hmm. I've never known anybody else.
Is she from here, or is
no.
she like
Hungarian?
I was about to say that's not a typical American name, so I was like, it's got to be from somewhere else. It's cool though.
Had to be. Everybody probably, and if you haven't, you need to go buy you one of these to play it.
This breaks up families and friends. It makes
Arguments.
you dislike each other.
1935, it first went on sale. Monopoly.
I wonder if they ever thought this would be the breakup of families, of arguments, because you're fighting over money and everything. It's the worst.
And I really hate that I didn't buy one of those when they had them specialized for each town. The Meridian board game. I didn't buy one. I should have.
But we can find one online.
Yeah,
for like $1,000. Probably.
If you got the money, they got the time.
Yeah.
But they did offer those. But Monopoly, that is a great family game to argue with your kinfolks over.
Ugh. Uno's another one.
Vicky Stewart, good morning to you. All right. Tom Brooks, how do you pronounce it? Brokaw? Yep. He was born today. He was on NBC News forever.
I remember that logo, but I don't remember the logo, but I recognize it, you know?
That's the Peacock Channel. All righty then. I did not realize this ever in my life. If somebody had told me this, I would have argued them down that this couldn't be the case, that this man could ever be arrested for anything. And I had to double research this to make sure I was right before I put it. But in 1951, Paul Harvey was arrested.
Who's Paul Harvey? Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, my goodness.
Do you realize
Madison.
we're into different stuff?
I'm realizing that you don't know anything now.
Yeah, I don't know the stuff you know.
Paul Harvey and the rest of the story.
Yeah.
We'll have to see. He was the lead man for ABC News forever.
Yeah.
Paul Harvey News and Comment. Grew up listening to him. But anyway, it was when familiar. Paul was getting his first, he was doing a story, and it was a military base, and he slipped on there, and it was 3 of them got arrested for him trying to do a news story. He didn't do anything wrong. He was just...
Okay, when did the guy stop doing news?
2000 something.
Okay, I was born 1997. I don't think my little pea-sized baby brain would remember that man.
You should.
No.
He was that much of an impact. Paul Harvey, there wasn't anything any better. If he said it, it was true. As we all know. 1962, anybody remember that group called Lone Star?
That
No
sounds
News.
familiar.
Yeah. The lead singer, Richie McDonald, was born on this date. I don't think he's with them anymore, and I'm not sure the group is there. But if you remember right, as they got their contract, they got rid of John Rich, who was the lead singer for them. He never got over that.
Their outfits remind me of Nickelback. They got the same blue jeans T-shirt.
Yeah.
Everything.
Anybody remember a group called Guns N' Roses? Mm-hmm. What about Axl Rose? He was born in 1962.
I know them.
He looks absolutely nothing like that now. That was his younger self.
I was about to say, that's severely photoed. That may be a drawing, actually.
He is not aged gracefully, I think is the word I'm looking for. Changed a little bit.
It's that sunscreen. No one wears sunscreen.
And Teresa, you're right. We do need a little Paul Harvey news now and then, don't we? He was the best. Let's see what else is going on. 1966, I think a lot of y'all like this guy. Mr. Ed, y'all remember that? Well, today was the very last day of the TV show.
Did you watch it?
Nope, I did not.
Dang.
We didn't get that in reruns at our house. And that was before I was born. But let's talk about the number one.
You don't know him. Oh, how about that? I didn't know Paul Harvey, and I get busted for, but you
Well, there's a difference in between Mr. Ed the Horse and Paul Harvey Madison.
After the show, we fighting.
Yeah, we will, because you really need to know.
No.
He taught us
I know
so
a lot
much.
of stuff. Look, you asked me who Harry Styles is. They're basically the same person, both well known. You should have known him. Doesn't matter how old you are.
No,
Yeah.
Paul Harvey is like here in their.
And look, they both got an H in their name. They're both relevant. Okay, it works that way.
Boy, I have gone wrong somewhere in life, y'all.
No.
Let's go back to 1965. What was the number one song? Oh, you know it. It's been in Top Gun. It's been in a lot of movies.
That's your favorite movie.
Here we are. You've Lost That Love and Feeling by the Righteous Brothers was number one on this date back in 1965.
Was that song that constantly played in that movie, Top Gun?
You never close your
Like
eyes.
every 5 minutes? In
No.
the movie? Okay, never mind. I thought that was the one that played that I kept hearing on TV.
Take My Breath Away is probably the song
Okay.
you're thinking of. 1978, People Magazine. Anybody remember these three? Yep. They were on the cover on Today's People back in 1978. The Bee Gees. They were at their top of their game at that point.
You got some nice hair.
They did. Now, 1982, we had another number one song, and it would be the group's only number one song, but it was a great one. Everybody can still relate to the song and hear it. My Angel is a Centerfold. The Jay Giles Band went number one today.
Was it a one-hit wonder?
They had other songs, but nothing that ever went number one again. That was it.
Probably,
But,
yeah, one-hit wonder.
But boy, they were liked. That was a toe tapper. 2005, we would lose one of the greatest. He would be a roadie, carrying what I mean by roadie. He would help Hank Williams tote his equipment into shows at 11 years old. He would later go on to write music, make his own. He wrote one of the biggest songs ever was for Johnny Cash. Anybody remember Ring of Fire? He also was Hank Jr.'s manager for many years. Merle Kilgore passed away on this date back in 2005. He was one of the best there ever was.
I can't say none. I don't know.
I can understand that one. But Ring of Fire, that was a good one there, and he wrote it. Anybody, and I'm going to pronounce it wrong, and I always do, and I try my best. The
The Shining?
No, the Shamshock Redemption.
Shamshock?
I can't say that word.
Sham?
You've seen the movie, haven't you?
When did
With Morgan Freeman.
Morgan Freeman's been in a lot of movies.
If y'all remember him, he passed away in 2009. He was the librarian in the Shamshock.
Shamshock. Which one? Is it Shame or?
Shawshank Redemption, I think. Boy, that's tough to
I was going to
say.
say, how can you not say that? Shawshank.
I'm hurting people with trying to say that one.
You should do the Sally
We're
Sells.
dancing all around what it's really called. But he passed away, the guy that was the library at Shawshank.
Yeah, there you go.
Thank you.
At least they can say it, dang.
There's just certain words that get me, and that's one of them. And Roy says the Baby Ruth candy bar was not named after Baby Ruth.
Okay, let me see.
It may be named after his daughter.
Someone said Babe Ruth was named after the president's daughter.
Okay.
So I'm going to look up when that candy bar came out.
Yeah, let us know on that. Good morning to you. We'll be right back. We got some more entertainment for you before the morning's over.
I'm Chris Bullock, and I'm a candidate for Lauderdale County District 1 Supervisor. One of the reasons I'm running is I absolutely love this community and care about our people. I have the experience and leadership skills necessary to provide a professional service to every resident. I have a record of serving this community since I was 15 years old. It's time for fresh ideas under a new generation of leadership. I ask for your prayers, and I ask for your support.
Paid Political by friends of Chris Bullock.
H&H Residential of Meridian is your #1 carpet and flooring store. If you've been thinking of a new look for your home or office, call for a free estimate or consultation. H&H can install, or you can do it yourself. H&H has all of your design needs from color, style, and texture. If you can dream it, H&H can make it a reality. Come see the large selection of hardwood flooring, laminate, vinyl, and even carpet. H&H Residential of Meridian, open Monday through Friday, 9 to 4, 321 Hawkins Crossing Road. Call Rosemary anytime, 601-462-9541.
Collinsville, Mr. Discount Drugs, your local pharmacy and gift shop, thanks you for your continued support. Whether you shop with us in-store, through our app, Over the phone or in our drive-thru, our team will provide the best personalized customer service experience you expect from your local pharmacy. When you call or message us, you are promptly greeted by the Mr. Discount team that's ready to help. When you choose our pharmacy, you're choosing a locally owned pharmacy that cares about you and your community. Collinsville Mr. Discount Drugs makes a difference.
And welcome back as we talk about, well, something that's real important. That's your car. All right, there with Chet's Paint and Body. They take care of. I cannot tell you how many people have been to him lately with that little problem of deer wanting to climb inside a car. Happens a lot there. Chet's been putting them back together and getting them back on the road for you. You've got any kind of issue, drop in and find out how easy it is to work with him. A handshake, they'll handle it from there, process all that insurance work, let you know how it's coming, give you a progress report, let you know when your car's going to be ready. They stand behind their products. It's a good name that works it out. Chet's Paint and Body for anything from a classic car to a scratch to a ding to, well, something that really messed up your car. Drop in and visit with Chet. 601-737-2961 is the number to call. So
Chet's Paint's it's phenomenal.
Yeah, you and
yeah, me and Dylan got hit by a bus, and they fixed up Dylan's truck, and it looked brand spanking new. Oh, my Lord.
It looked great. Tommy, watching us from Lawrence, Mississippi. That'd be out to the west of Meridian. Thank you. We do appreciate that. Let's see here. According to food that was built...
I found out the bar was made in 1921, so that was 102 years ago. That was hot minutes.
Babe Ruth.
And they redistributed in 2019, so they are still around. I just never see them. Or then maybe I'm just not looking. Maybe that's it.
I was trying to think of what my favorite candy bar would be through the years. They're okay.
Well, I ate your bag of them, so I thought they were your favorite.
I just happened to be passing by and grabbed them. Like the bit of honey, that's a little bit too stout for me. You ever tried a bit of honey?
Yeah. Honey is too much for me.
Really?
It's too sweet. Like that cough medicine, that honey, I have to hold my nose and drink it because it's just so ugh.
I remember a candy bar called a whatchamacallit many moons ago.
Yes.
That's
still a thing.
It is? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Remember every time me and Mama would go to the gas station, she'd get a Zero bar, and I would split it in half with her and eat it.
Oh, that's the white ones, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep, I remember those. Woo, let's see here.
I love candy.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that.
If you eat too much of it like I do, maybe your blood sugar is a little too high like mine.
So they had a train derail in Ohio, and they've had to evacuate a lot of people. 140-car train derailed Friday, right around 9 a.m. They had to get 2,000 people out of there.
That is terrifying.
It was all about what was on the train. When it affects people, they have to do that.
You don't realize how fast trains are going. I rode a train from here to Washington, and that thing was like pretty fast, but you don't realize it when you're on it, you know? Like, you're just kind of floating the whole time.
Did you like the train ride, or would you rather go in a car?
I like the train because you can get up, move around, walk around. Like, you kind of just do whatever you want, you know? It's kind of like time is stopped, technically.
Yeah.
Because you're just kind of chill the whole time. Now, I suggest getting a room if you're staying overnight, because sleeping next to strangers on a train is not the most fun thing, but, like, it happens because you're cheap like me, so you got to do what you got to do.
Let's see here. Mike says his favorite candy bar is the Payday candy bar. I forgot about Payday. It's got the peanuts in it. That is good.
Did y'all ever do that thing? Mama and Dylan still do this. They go to the gas station. They get a Coke. They get the peanuts.
Of course.
And they put the peanuts in the Coke.
Yeah.
That's nasty.
No, it's
That's
good, Madison.
Disgusting. Why would you want to put peanuts?
No. It's a Southern thing.
I don't care if it's Southern. That's gross.
You're embarrassing me. Straighten up. Get some Southern in you, girl.
I'm Southern enough.
Apparently not. That is some of the best you can have.
No, it's a texture thing. Why would you drink a drink and you get your throat clogged with a peanut?
It's good. You just don't know what you're missing out on. Vicky says Butterfingers are her favorite when it comes to a candy bar.
Butterfingers are good, but I love Hershey's. Hershey's, like the mini M&Ms, and like Hershey's are like my favorite thing ever. I just bought like a ton of them this weekend. Trains are really expensive. The ticket that I paid for it was almost $1,000 for Washington and back, like both of them. And that was just, well, I guess economy, like the lowest
bar.
Yeah, expensive. But I would take because it like when you get a room, you get a bed, you get a bathroom. Sometimes you have a shower, so like you don't need to leave. Ever.
So. The train clickety-clack, clickety-clack.
Now look, it'll lure you to sleep.
I had someone send me a text and remind me of one of the best things that Paul Harvey ever did was If I Were the Devil. And if you've never heard that story, you need to hear that because everything in it, he did it in 1965, has surely come true.
Annette agrees with me. She thinks it's nasty. Thank
that?
you. It's gross.
Oh, it is not.
I'm glad someone has good taste in here.
It's good stuff there. Oh, let's see here. Madison, we need to see your Mississippi girl license. Peanuts and a Coke.
I'd like to think I was not born here then.
Peanuts and Coca-Cola is awesome, Roy said.
I'm suddenly blind. I can't see.
Chick stick. Let's see here. Peanuts with my dad, James Stewart. RC and peanuts. Definitely Reese's Peanut Butter Cups, Jan says, is her favorite. Peanuts in your Coke. Of course, I was country when country wasn't cool. Great to remember that one, Tommy. I do remember that. And then as you get into those zero bars of the best candy bar, April says she's hooked on them. Boy, this is starting to be a mess. And Angie's been trying to show off our wealth of our 10 chickens floating around in the front yard here lately. Have you seen that?
Hawks are trying to diminish that.
But smuggling, I never thought that I would ever read a story to y'all where people are smuggling eggs into the United States from Mexico. Truthfully, that's what is happening.
They must have some of the best eggs over there, too.
They're reporting that it's a 300% jump in egg seizure since all this began at the border.
You know what?
I mean, how do you sneak eggs in? Because they're breakable. Have you thought about that?
You just put a pile of them in your pocket and you walk. That's all I can think of.
Boy.
Oh, no, you need to go get some chicken eggs once in a while. See if you can do it.
I don't think I could.
Easy peasy.
More coming up with Scotty Ray and Debbie as Madison fills in this morning. Thank y'all so much for dropping by. We'll be right back.
I'm Chris Bullock, and I'm a candidate for Lauderdale County District 1 Supervisor. One of the reasons I'm running is I absolutely love this community and care about our people. I have the experience and leadership skills necessary to provide a professional service to every resident. I have a record of serving this community since I was 15 years old. It's time for fresh ideas under a new generation of leadership. I ask for your prayers, and I ask for your support.
Paid Political by friends of Chris Bullock.
H&H Residential of Meridian is your #1 carpet and flooring store. If you've been thinking of a new look for your home or office, call for a free estimate or consultation. H&H can install or you can do it yourself. H&H has all of your design needs from color, style, and texture. If you can dream it, H&H can make it a reality. Come see the large selection of hardwood flooring, laminate, vinyl, and even carpet. H&H Residential of Meridian, open Monday through Friday, 9 to 4, 321 Hawkins Crossing Road. Call Rosemary anytime, 601-462-9541.
Collinsville, Mr. Discount Drugs, your local pharmacy and gift shop, thanks you for your continued support. Whether you shop with us in-store, through our app, over the phone, or in our drive-thru, our team will provide the best personalized customer service experience you expect from your local pharmacy. When you call or message us, you are promptly greeted by the Mr. Discount team that's ready to help. When you choose our pharmacy, you're choosing a locally owned pharmacy that cares about you and your community. Collinsville, Mr. Discount Drugs makes a difference.
Let's talk about our friends at Snowden & Company. If you're in the market for a home, maybe you're selling yours, getting ready to move on, well, talk to them first. There's so many people that use them all the time, from dream homes to, well, your final home, whichever the case is. 453-3937 is the number to reach. You can go online, take a look. They'll take you to any home that they've got, from big, spacious to, well, one that has smaller for you. Maybe that's what you're after. They'll be there through 5 o'clock this afternoon. Closed on Saturday, but by appointment you can go look at them, and closed all day on Sunday to go to church. Clark, Newton, Lauderdale, all the adjoining counties, now also taking care of you in Brandon, Flowood area as well. Great homes there in the Enterprise area if you're looking for a home there. Maybe out in West Lauderdale, here's one that's on the market now. Many, many more. This is just an example of what they've got. Talk to Amanda. She'll find out the best price for your home if you're needing to move locations to a different school district. You pick it. They'll find it for you. Let them know. Again, 453-3937. This is Amanda. You'll find her at Poplar Springs Drive. Her and her friendly staff. There they are. If you need anything, call them again, 453-3937 for that next home, and they will help you out there.
I love Amanda. They're great.
Oh, good people, aren't they?
So sweet and so nice and really funny.
Hard to find people like that, isn't it?
I know.
And, she truly is a blessing if you've never met her, known her family all her life. And
her family's a little bit of mess. No, they're mess.
all her babies. One thing that we hadn't talked about this morning, Madison, is the balloon, the weather balloon that was from China.
I was so confused this whole weekend because everyone was posting about this balloon floating around, and I was like, what is this balloon? Because no one explained it, you know?
Yeah, it was a spy balloon, and what they do is they fly over these areas they were at, taking photography, getting intel for the Chinese government. Finally, the United States military took it out.
What state did they shoot it down in?
South Carolina, I think, is where it went down.
Okay,
yeah,
because I was
South
reading,
Carolina, just off the coast.
A lot of people were saying that they weren't allowed to shoot it, like the citizens weren't at all. They were like, just keep it there, and they were very confused on like, why can't they shoot it down?
They didn't want anybody shooting in the air, that's why. But what did they get? Hopefully, the United States will get to it first and salvage this thing to find out what was in it.
You know, I think it would get the most useless information. Going over all the houses, you'd be like, oh man, just a bunch of land. Nothing there. Like,
right. Well, that's how that's what happened this weekend. They finally did it. Who remembers the TV show Murphy Brown? One of the lead actors. Let me show you his picture here. Passed away over the weekend. This is from Daily Mail. This guy right here. He had a huge part in that TV show. His name was Charles Kimbrough. I want to say his character's name may have been Jim. It's been mighty few years ago since I've seen that. She was one of those first women lib type shows.
Jim Dial. That was his name.
Jim Dial?
Mm-hmm. How to read it.
Yeah. But he passed away at the age of 86 this weekend. I had totally forgotten about him and his character over the weekend. Let's see what else is happening. And I head on, as they said, in some of these polls, you don't know whether to believe or not, but they say if the election were held today, Donald Trump would beat Joe. We thought that the last time, too. We'll see.
You never know until the final say, because people change their mind like that, you know.
A lot of times they tell the exit poll one thing, they did a different thing behind the curtain. As we all know that can happen. Again, we want to say thank y'all for spending part of your day with us. We can't make it without you, each and every one of you. We hope that this sunshine clears things up and warms you up a little bit. I'll be back in the morning beginning at 7 a.m. Thank y'all so much. Thanks, Madison.
You're welcome.
The Scotty Ray Report is brought to you by our following partners: